Hello, Africa, and everyone watching. Welcome back.
So I'm Kent Larkin. My name is Kent Larkin. I've been in this professionally just for about the start of this year, right? But music, Chris Brown is, a matter of fact, the best artist that is and will ever be created by God himself. You make a little sound and me if you put it down, kakidari ocean, right? Yeah. Now sang how it, nobody like you.
Hello, Africa, and everyone watching. Welcome back. To the people that are watching us for the first time, this is Africa Lifestyle and Trends, and we are here. We are your hosts, Patience and
Marine. And if you haven't already, check out our previous episode where we gave you a review of this beautiful place, the retreat in Kigali. But this time around, this is not a review. We are actually here with our guest,
Kent Larkin. Yeah, thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How y'all? Y'all good?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about yourself for the people that don't know who Kent is?
Yeah. So I'm Kent Larkin. My name is Kent Larkin. I do music. I'm an artist, specifically R&B and kind of rap somehow, right? And yeah, from here, yeah, I think that's it to the public eye.
All right. Based on the style of music that you do, what artists or musicians inspired your style of music?
Well, it gotta be Chris Brown. I have to say Chris Brown. Chris Brown is, a matter of fact, the best artist that is and will ever be created by God himself. I believe that, right? And he just, I think a lot of this generation can kind of like relate with me when I say that we grew up on this man. Like, I think even if you don't like him or hate on him, you kind of know what Chris Brown meant to the music culture. So for me, as a kid, I used to just watch him, listen to him, like trying to copy his way of singing and the style of everything. So I kind of drew a lot of inspiration and material from him with my music. Yeah.
You have some kind of artistic vision, like maybe some genres you would like to try besides obviously the techniques you've learned from him.
Yeah. I mean, well, learning from Chris Brown is good because he does every genre. But for me, a genre that I think I haven't done yet, and this is so crazy, today, while I was like waking up and stuff, one of my friends who does dancehall music, y'all gonna know him very, very soon. He hit me up and he wanted me to work with him on a project. So I was like, I'm down because I never done dancehall music and I just want to explore what it could be like. I want to do that genre just for the fact to see like how versatile I am, and I know it's gonna be crazy. So if you see this, my boy, I ain't gonna say your name respectfully. I don't know what's up with you, but we gonna make it turn up for sure. I want to do a dancehall track. Yeah.
Can you tell us about your journey as an artist? Like, how it has been since you started until this point in time?
Yes. Well, my music, I mean, as a career, it's short because I've been in this professionally just for about the start of this year, right? But music itself, it goes way, way back. I was a church boy from like the age of like 5 or 6, something like that. I was in choir my whole life. Actually, and this is so bad, it's gonna sound so bad, but I kind of like stopped choir this year. Not because I didn't like it, but because, life, I guess, and career-wise, it wasn't really weighing in as I wanted. But it was mostly church, doing choir stuff, and I think that's what drawn me to the singing part of music. Yeah, and then also being an enthusiast of music itself, just listening to a whole lot of music. It was never, even when I was a kid, I used to like take my dad's players, like CDs and stuff like that, and I'll just listen to music, even though I didn't know the artist or I didn't necessarily like that music, but it was music as a lifestyle.
Do you think that you learned to sing from choir, or do you think it was like a natural born talent?
No, I don't think I learned how to sing.
Okay.
I just learned how to love it, I think. Because with choir, you know, there is no like, mostly choirs, especially Catholic choirs, there is no main man, right? And if there's a solo act, you don't also perform as if you're really trying to sing it out for real, right? So it's mostly learning how to control the vocals, you know, falling in love with the process of you being able to hit a note correctly, being able to listen to sounds and just magically know what you have to do with the sounds, right? But even to me, it kind of like surprises me. To this day, there's some things that I can do in music or even sing vocally, and it surprises me somehow because like music is just that broad. But yeah, I don't think it taught me how to sing. It brought me to this world of singing.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
How do you not let what the audience prefers or trends, upcoming trends, how do you not let that affect the way you do the work? Or the way the music you're trying to put out, the way you present yourself?
I'm gonna try to not be basic with this one. So the reason why I don't the reason why I block all these noises out is not because of what I'm doing now, but because of how I see myself later. Let's say, like, for example, a certain legacy that I want to leave in this music business, right? I want to be, well, I don't know if I should say this, but I don't know, it's kind of like a big goal to me, but I really want to be like a mogul in R&B. So it kind of comes back to the whole, if I listen to what people are saying now, then I'm definitely destroying the legacy that I set for myself, because I set it a long time ago. I set that for me a long time ago. So if I stick to it and it goes to plan, that's what is going to make me feel fulfilled more than succeeding throughout the path of another person, right? And I've heard a lot. I've heard people who try to direct the way I sing, try to direct the things that I sing, right? Trying to make me feel that the music that I do is not a selling music or whatever it is. But at an extent, at a certain extent, it gets to where like it has to be true to me before it becomes true to everybody else, right? So I don't know, it's a strong belief that I have in what I do, to the point where it doesn't really affect any part of my process at all. Yeah.
So basically, I feel like it's more personal.
Very personal.
Than it is. So like, on that topic, how, like, what message are you conveying in your music? What are you trying to tell the people that are listening to your music? Because if it is on a personal note, then there is something you're definitely trying to say.
Well, you can make a whole lot of different type of music depending on the receiver that you're targeting, but for me, because I want to do it, I want to be versatile as an artist, I just pick out different things to say in my music creatively. Not necessarily because it's something that needs to be a lesson, needs to turn into a lesson, or I need to tell something people. I can make feel-good music, for example, like club music, right? It doesn't necessarily have a big message, but it kind of shows you what type of environment maybe I like to indulge in, or like what goes through my mind creatively. But as far as the message, I don't think there's a specific thing that I want. I want people to feel good about my music, be happy because of my music, listen to me, and then feel good. Yeah.
It's not something you're trying to say to the public, to the people listen to you, but there is this thing they say that an artist makes art. I don't know the short version, but it's basically saying an artist makes art and then everyone interprets it differently. Like, does that matter to you, or does it affect you in some way? And you're like, there is a way I wanted people to perceive this, but they're not doing that.
Exactly.
Perceiving it in their own way, and they're taking different things from there.
Yeah. Well, I think as an artist, it is kind of my job to really make sure that what I'm saying in a track stays the way I intended to be. But of course, if people are going to interpret it in a different perspective, which they are entitled to, of course, it can't bother me, because at the end of the day, if I sing about a love song and you choose to take it in a distractive way or a toxic way, that's maybe based on your personal life, right? But for me, and the people that understand me and listen to me because of what type of art I bring to them, I think that's pretty much enough. You know, you can't be worrying too much about that. Yeah.
Okay. Can you share like a memorable experience that you have had, like something that has happened and you're like, this I'm definitely gonna remember?
Music-wise?
Yeah.
Well, a couple months ago, I performed at Trace, and it of itself, like, if I told you that I performed in Trace, you might it depends on how you view it, but you might be like, oh, okay, cool, right? To me, it was a little bit different because, you know, I grew up on Trace. That's where we watched every music, you know? And then the day before my performance, I was at the award show, right? Where I saw like legends to me, right? And being able to share a stage with people like that at a time like this, where I'm not even at their level, it's just, of it itself is just insane, right? And for me to even go there, perform and do it good and kind of like really own it is also another thing that's incredible, right? So it's a whole moment to me. Yeah.
How did you manage performance difference? Weren't you scared up with your mind? How did you manage that?
Well, I was wearing shades. It was not my first performance, but definitely every performance you kind of like get nervous. But once you grab the mic and start singing, and you're looking over the crowd and the crowd is enjoying themselves, it kind of like motivates you. So that kind of like adrenaline that goes through your body on stage, it just eliminates the whole fear thing, right? Yeah, and then you just become more energetic, more hyped. And then the more people get hyped, the more you get hyped. So yeah, that's how you handle it. Yeah.
Could you walk us through your creative process, the way you create? Do you have any specific routines you have to do? Any particular thing you have to do before or after?
Yeah. Creative process, well, there is really nothing special to it. Mostly it's me going to the studio, right, with my producer, and then we just pick up bits, right? Or we sometimes cook them on the spot, right? By the way, cooking is a term that refers to creating in the studio. So if I say cook, it's not in the kitchen. So it's yeah. Right. So we cook up some beats, or we pick up some beats, depending on what type of, and especially a lot of times in the studio, we never talk about like, oh, today we gotta do this, then this and this and this. No, it's like, let's hit the studio. Once we get there, we'll see, you know? And then depending on the vibe, depending on what I feel like I want to do, sometimes it's just too much energy. You just want to pick a nut beat and just rap out of it, or just do some smooth things. Some other days, you just want to write some heartbreaking stuff. I don't know, it depends. But after picking beats, that's when you decide what type of music you're going to for that night. After that, we create melodies. I try to do it while recording so that we can keep the melodies. It's very important. To any upcoming artists, bro, don't delete your melodies, because from a personal experience, you can create a melody and you probably don't even like it at the moment. But then 2 days later, they present to you another beat and all is in your head is that melody that you created, but unfortunately you didn't throw it in the trash and everything, right? So that's that. We do melodies. After melodies, we write, depending on what we want to do, if we want to write. But if we don't want to write, we just create it on the spot. So that's one of them days where you're just feeling too lyrical. It's there, it's really near to your brain. Once you get on the mic and you start recording real words that come out real fast, then you just go with the pace. But sometimes you actually need to construct your song, write a song, compose it really well, which is not really a very easy task. But yeah, after that, I think that's the hard working stage. Everything after is just easy. You get on the mic, take your phone, your paper, you just record. After that, it's just easy. Yeah.
I think he just walked us through the whole process of how he creates the secret formula.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So but anyway, I'm just saying, do you not experience like a writer's block or something like that? Like days where you're not feeling the inspiration or the creativity is just not clicking?
Definitely. But it doesn't happen too much. And here's the reason why. Because I think writer's block, when people talk about writer's block or when you hear about it, it's mostly somebody who's talking about it is mostly an established artist, like a big artist. Let's say like Drake, for example. If he says he has writer's block, it's understandable. He's been in this for 20 plus years. Can you imagine how incredible that is to do music for 20 years and never ever repeat a song? That's just incredible. And at that point, maybe. But at the point that I am right now, I'm still I like to believe that I'm kind of like fresh and new. So I have a lot of, not even ideas necessarily, but I'm kind of thirsty about it. So I push myself even harder and harder to get like the correct lyric or the correct rhyme. But at some point, it does get hectic, like especially on the words. Sometimes when you're constructing a song that has to be lyrical, right? Because sometimes we just do songs and we say 2-3 words and it's a banger. Some other times you really need to like really sit down and write a whole story. Either it's real or it's just coming from your creative space. But that's when it get kind of hard. I don't think that I experienced that a lot too, though. Not too much. Just sometimes, a little bit.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I've seen that there is a new upcoming single from you.
Yes.
Could you walk us through the creative process, the story, everything behind this new upcoming?
So they can fully know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the song is called Trouble Me, dropping the end of this month. And it's with my brother Shemi. Shout out to you, Shemi. You're amazing. We created this song on some random type of night, right? I was in the studio with him and Romeo. And Romeo kind of like gave us a beat, but it wasn't something urgent. It wasn't a project that we was thinking about. It was just, let's record. We have a studio to ourselves. We just like having fun in the studio. So once we start cooking, like in the first minutes, like in the first 30 minutes, we started picking up some ideas and it was fire, right? But as most of the songs, it didn't like make the cut of the day. So we kind of set it to the side, just listening to it sometimes. But then just by listening to it, we started seeing potential in it and we decided to finish it. Once we finished the whole actual song, there was no coming back. It was just too good for us to just sit on it. So We waited and waited for many months because this song is one of our early songs. It was created, I think, around, I like to say June, something like that. But then we finally decided to drop it. We got everything ready, and we're dropping it soon. Yeah.
You can play.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And is that something you do a lot? Like you make songs, put them in a vault, put them somewhere, and then wait?
Well, my creative process is kind of like that. I like to record more than
Put music out.
yeah. Not necessarily like that, because when you put it like that, you're beefing with the fans. I want to put music out. But the thing is, I don't want to get comfortable with the recording process, because no matter how much of a good artist that I am, and if I can like market my things correctly, promote my music correctly, at some point in time, you have to realize that everything around music comes back to you in the studio, right? Mm-hmm. So I keep my ears and grounds to the studio. I keep recording and recording. I'm confident when I say that I have more music than some, not saying all of them, but some of the people that have been here before, because my primary focus was recording. And then right now it doesn't make too much sense, but later, that's when I'm kind of like comfortable with where I am, because I know that if I am asked by a certain label to provide an album, I can just do it on the spot. If I want to release a mixtape, an EP, it's something that I can do even right now as we speak, because I have a lot in the vault. So it kind of like secures me even for the future. Even if at some point I can't be able to make no music no more, I know that I have, a certain catalog of music kept somewhere, And of course, all of it is going to be brought to the world, but in due time. Yeah.
Or for the people that are watching us, for those that want to be artists, for example, myself, I'm just kidding, but I'm just saying, for the people that want to be artists in the future, like what you just said might actually be like valid advice, and someone is trying to do something and they have so many ideas and they're trying to put them together and come up with something. But what is one solid advice you'd give to someone that's looking into starting as an artist?
One advice. I'd say, if you want to start and you don't know nothing about the music, focus on your music first, because once you get to the music business, there's a lot of words that are gonna come across your ears, tempting you to do certain things. But just remember that those things are not your way. Once you discover what you really want to do with this music thing, that's when you can kind of like launch your career. But first, before that, focus on your music first. Record, think of a path that you want to take, test out that path throughout. Now it's easy, we got social media. You can literally just, I used to do this. I used to like put snippets of my songs on Snapchat just to see how people will react to it. And then once like people are like liking it, I will go back in the studio and finish the song, right? So like, just practice before you actually think of yourself as a big shot, because out here there's a lot of tricky situations for artists that unfortunately I had to go through. But once you get to the pinnacle of your art, there's nothing that can stop you. You have leverage now, so it's easier. Yeah, just focus on your music for now.
I think for those that want to, do something with their music career, I think we have learned a great deal from him. Yeah, LARKIN Kent. Yeah, basically. Thank you so much for being on the show. We are very, very grateful that you made it, and thank you for gracing our audience with your presence.
Any day. Thank you very much for having me.
You can also grace us with a snippet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do a little song.
A little Chris Brown.
Hey, y'all want a little Chris Brown?
Anything on this.
Anything? Well, I don't know, because this is YouTube. We might get copyrighted for Chris Brown. But I got this little song with my brother. Shout out to Bellamy. Love you to death, bro. This song is a song that also will come out. Maybe this year, maybe not. We'll see. It's called Love. And it goes a little bit like this. Confession. The way you move your body feel contagious. Real bad man, I just in a hazer. Ooh, the vibe you pointing in my direction. Yeah, you make a little sound when me if you put it down, kaki down the ocean, right? Yeah, yeah. Now ding how it, now song how it. Nobody like you. Tell me that you want me, then baby come closer. Huh. Ain't no point in hiding, baby, no. If John go high, it's in the jazz and bitanga. You're my number one, number two, my infinity.
Oh, that's an amazing.
That was nice.
Like I knew it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Makes me want to, give it a shot.
Yeah.
You do not want to hear that. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. This was amazing. I hope you get to meet him in person. He's also
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Very excited to meet all of y'all too, for sure. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Stay tuned for our next episode. Also, keep in touch with us. Every day we post daily news, and we have a website, smhub.news, where you can stay tuned and stay informed. Follow us also on our Instagram. It's Africa Lifestyle and Trends. And thank you so much again for watching.